Welcome back. This is the Over the Top podcast. This is a soccer podcast by 3 soccer players. We used to try it. We tried it at some point in time. We're not great. We're not terrible. We love the game. That is where the premise came from.
Nah, you'll still get mad.
I'm
Don't
Brandon.
sleep. I'm Nick.
And I'm on.
And this is Over the Top podcast. Welcome. Good shit. Oh, I thought you turned it off right there. I was about to say that was perfect. All right. So, what's the first topic?
The winter transfer window.
Yes.
What do y'all think?
So
A lot of money being thrown out
by Chelsea.
by Chelsea. Yes.
Exactly.
First and foremost.
Yeah, they're bugging. I feel like they forgot how big their locker room is.
Yeah, that team photo is gonna,
It's
give me the extra wide for that one.
Where they have the trainers and then whatever happened to that Chelsea trainer that everybody was in love with?
The thick one?
I didn't say that.
Oh shit. Yo, cut that. the
trainer.
Yes,
the
yes.
woman trainer during the Mourinho days.
Eva Carnero.
Oh, you know.
I was a big Chelsea fan at that time. That's why I know.
Is she still with the club though?
No, she actually was kicked out by Mourinho.
I can see it.
Mourinho, yeah.
If he speaks, he'll get in trouble though.
He got her out the paint.
Leave that one alone.
No, but funny story. What happened is Chelsea was already down a man, and someone went down with an injury, and she ran onto the field to tend to the player, and Mourinho just started bugging the fuck out because he's like,
'cause
we're
he has to
already
step
down
up.
a man. Yeah, so now we're gonna be down 2. So then after that, it was like a whole big deal, and then she's gone
Yo,
now.
Mourinho's a little drastic, bro. He gets to a team and picks like 3 people.
Yeah,
He
you don't play around.
He always gets to a team and picks 3 people and it's like, you're
Yo.
not going to advance here, you're not going to advance here, and you're going to leave next week. And that's it.
If I was on that team, I'd be getting like some extra massage.
All right. So, Mudryk. I think he was a great
so
signing.
hard not to be the misogynistic.
Ghost is what I call him. Or sometimes the Ukrainian rocket. That might be a little politically incorrect right now, but the boy is fast is what I'm trying to say. But no, I think, not as a joke, I think he's a good pickup though, for real. He's solid.
So, not as a joke, I think he will be the best signing from this transfer window.
From this window.
Yes.
Okay.
I think it's money well spent. Chelsea's in a weird place right now.
Where they have a good team, but none of them can play.
And it's like they have a good team. No, they have an expensive team. I don't know if they have a good team. Whereas you look at like Pulisic, Ziyech, these are not people that I feel like can be starting on like a top 4 team. And they're players in there.
I'm
Chelsea,
focused on the guys that I like that are out. Not that I like, but like the impactful. Like Conte's been out since before the World Cup.
That's
their
and
midfield.
He's huge. Yeah,
that is their midfield. You know what I'm saying? That's like their motor. So everything was different since he's not playing. Reece James. I mean, they just picked up. Who's the right back? They just picked up.
Oh, Malo Gusto, the one from Lyon.
Yes, from Lyon
yeah.
for $26.3 million.
Right.
He's not starting until the new year, the new season, right?
Yeah,
he's
he's
Oh, is that
yeah,
okay?
he's
I didn't
staying
know.
over
I didn't
there.
know.
back,
Right.
but they're still
Okay.
on him right now.
All right, so at least Reece
Yeah.
James still has his spot. And
I mean, Reece James is gonna have a spot no matter what if he's healthy, Like,
yeah, I mean, yeah. I don't think he's taking the
there's
spot
probably
or
no
anything
better
like that. But
right back in the world besides Reece James when he's 100%.
some scousers would argue that
When he's 100%.
Nah, Trent is not.
Trent is trash. But
Trent,
I said some
Trent,
scousers
yeah,
would
Trent
argue
can't
that.
defend.
Trent
I'll
is
be
garbage.
honest. That's my
Going
guy,
forward,
but-
Trent is
Yeah,
the boy.
but
Trent. Oh wow.
no defense for that comes from
just-
him. But no, Chelsea. It's like one of their biggest issues. They don't have goals in their team. They tried
They need a
Werner.
striker.
They tried Lukaku.
Everybody tried
Like,
Lukaku.
there's not much goals
But
in
they
their
just
team.
brought in John Felix. You don't think he'll make an impact? We're just forgetting about him because he's
Right,
racked up
because-
a red in this
yeah,
first game.
30 minutes of right.
But that's a solid player that we have. He's proven. It's not like we've never seen anything from him.
fair. Yeah, no,
You know what I'm
I
saying?
love
Like, I
Joao.
think he'll
Like,
come in, settle in, and be good. Like not
Yeah.
like Aubameyang. He needs to go.
nah, I think
I don't know what that was.
yeah. See, Aubameyang forgot that he was there.
But
Like,
I think he forgot he was there.
yeah, he seems like
Did
he's
you see
kind
his
of
promo video?
yeah.
All right, we're gonna learn how to edit. This is a very new process. We're gonna learn how to edit and put this clip somewhere in here at some point. The promo vid for Chelsea, the debut is disgusting.
He didn't want to be there.
He did not.
He doesn't want to be there.
Is it like, hey guys, let's go Blues, let's go the Blues. You know, hopefully
He looked down at the jersey.
And
Blue.
he's like, Blue. Let's make sure we win some games. Let's go. I'm excited. And that was it. I'm like, bro, what? Did you know the camera was on? Like,
Yeah.
he don't want to be there. He gotta go. I don't. That was a weird sign.
I think he's over soccer. And to be honest, the worst
That's a good
part
topic.
about him is that he now watches his old team that he captained lead the league without him. That's tough. And it must be tough for players, you know, like you're the team, you know, you think, oh, I'm a big player. I lead the team. They're going to struggle without me. They're going to miss me, and they do better.
What if you
right?
go from City to Arsenal? Feeling nice.
Hmm?
If you're the two signings that went from City to Arsenal,
Yeah,
you're feeling
but-
good.
But that's also tough to take, especially like a player like Cristiano Ronaldo.
All right, before we get there, I want to ask a question because you just reminded me of a good point. How do y'all feel about when players? We might have talked about this last week, but that's not even really a podcast. When players are over soccer, and it's either just money or like I'm here for a contract, but like I'm having fun. I want to enjoy my bread. Like
That is the toughest thing because it's like you're playing like a children's game, right? Something that you're supposed to love, enjoy. Most of us who watch it are very passionate about it. We enjoy it, right? Try to make podcasts about it, you know. But at the end of the day, it's a job, it's a livelihood. I'll never forget the outside back on Tottenham back in the day, Aso Akato. He was like very flagrant about he's like, I don't like soccer. I don't watch soccer. I don't think about soccer in my free time. This is my job.
sound like somebody who went to Plattsburgh.
Yo.
Snyder said that he would be like the best in the world if he
Damn, I
actually,
just
like,
blew up where we went
wanted
to school right away. First episode.
Damn. No, but yeah, Snyder was saying the same thing where he's like, yeah, like, you know, I like soccer, but it's not like
Yeah.
I'm gonna.
I have a hot take about Neymar. I don't think he's there now, but I think he got there and was there for like 2 or 3 years. Where he's just like, yo, I'm cool. Like I just want to have fun with my money. Like I'm young, I'm rich. Like and
I feel
I've
like
never
that's
been
every
able to be
Brazilian, though.
like young and rich and enjoy
That's
it.
like majority of Brazilians. They
That's
just
a
want to
Pastor
party.
Kaká and Pastor Fred. Unless you're like a devout Christian, you're trying to give it up.
Yo, and I think Neymar's still there. Just
Yeah.
full disclosure. I think he's over soccer. Because you have to remember, Neymar was like playing professional soccer in Brazil at 16.
Forever,
Right?
dog.
He literally like changed his
If
entire
he's
family.
our age, that's 10 years. Like, come on,
Yo,
yo.
he's like his whole family's business. Like his
Yeah.
dad's his manager, his mom's probably a
His
stylist.
sister and him are way too close.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So like
He's always also injured, you know. Like
I mean,
feel like-
remember when he just like became somebody we know. They had like guys on the sideline like just worried about him because he was so frail. Like he was little. I don't know if they
Yeah,
had him
he
on
was.
growth hormones like Messi, but he was small.
nah,
that
yeah.
poor guy like no muscle on him, but he
Yeah.
can definitely ball and dribble a soccer ball. That's
Yeah,
for
he don't
sure.
need it. He don't need no muscle. If you can't touch me, I don't really need muscle, do I?
that's what I'm saying.
I saw a clip on Twitter the other day. They were like, do you remember the first time you saw like your first Neymar compilation? And I thought back and I'm like, damn, I thought he was the one. I was like, oh, we found the Ronaldo Messi replacement. So once they go, we're good. Like at least I got one. I know who's gonna be.
And that's the thing that sucks about Neymar, right? I feel like he's seen in that light as like most people kind of see Neymar as a failure. That's what I think.
He's
because
soccer's Kyrie Irving.
yes, you could not have put that any better.
Immensely talented, ridiculously talented.
Played with the GOAT,
Played with the GOAT.
tried to leave
Nothing
to prove
special.
I could have my own
Yeah,
team.
Wow.
Tried to have his own team. Realized, oh, this shit is hard as fuck.
Wait a minute.
And now goes on interviews. Well, I mean, Messi eventually found his way to PSG.
Yeah.
But when he used to go on interviews, one, he used to try to go back every year.
But if you even compare it to Kyrie, he's with KD now. He found his big money
Yeah.
team.
Yeah, but
Names.
Kyrie still wants to be the number one there, low key.
They're
Even
friends,
though-
so
even
it's
though-
different.
Even though KD,
That's what I'm saying. They're friends, so it's
I
different.
heard KD's friends with nobody.
No. KD and him. are
Yo.
friends. So
No,
like,
KD isn't. Nah.
No, but like, he's the reason KD's in Brooklyn. He's like, come play. He's like, all right, cool. Like, I don't know if you guys are on Twitter a lot. Kevin Durant has been so much more open on Twitter lately, like interacting with people and shit like that. So like, he's literally just like, you can just tell, like, he just want to play basketball. Like he's one of those dudes that's just like I like to hoop. Like the fact that y'all gotta know who I am for me to play the NBA like sucks. But like I guess I'll deal with it. But like I just want to play
Yeah,
ball.
if he was like making $40,000 a year playing basketball,
Oh my
he'd
God,
probably
he had the
still,
time of his life.
yeah, he'd probably still be doing it. Yeah, that's cool. And that's so what we were talking about, like the people who actually like love their sport.
Yes, back to
when, like
the podcast.
you think about in Madrid, you know, Gareth Bale got so much hate because by then he liked golf more than soccer, right? It was pretty obvious, and it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. But
I don't think he ever got a fair shake.
What was it? Golf, Wales, Madrid?
yeah, in that order.
That's what it was.
I don't think he ever got a fair shake. Madrid fans never gave him the respect he deserved for what he did.
Honestly, he's still a Madrid legend. Like,
To you, and you're reasonable.
I think he was worth $100 million, honestly, because like the $100 million that we paid for him, I think it was worth it. Like he was there, he won like 4 Champions League, right?
Yeah.
And then he had that crazy bicycle kick in the Champions League.
My favorite,
probably the best goal ever.
kick it around the defender,
Champions
run out
League.
the
I
sidelines,
haven't
half up
seen-
your coach.
I haven't
For
watched
sure.
all the goals. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
Like, probably one of the best goals ever.
Easily. I mean, of our lifetime, we can only judge from what we've seen. Of our lifetime, that's easily up there.
But also the issue with Gareth Bale is that he never. At the end of the day, like you know, you're at a club, but that's still your job that we talked about. Like that's your profession, right? So there's people like if you go to work in your office who like kind of brown nose or like everyone likes them, they're really ingratiated with the culture. But there's some people who it's like, no, I'm coming to work, I'm clocking in, I'm doing my job, and I'm fucking leaving.
That's
I don't
fair.
want to go out for drinks. I don't want to like be a part of the work
I
culture.
don't think I've seen him out with a Madrid
And
player.
that's the whole thing where they're saying like I don't even think in all those years he really even learned too much Spanish because he was never too concerned with
He started
like
speaking Spanish when he came to LA. He's like, listen, I can't. That says something about LA. You can function in Spain not knowing Spanish better than you can function in LA not knowing Spanish. But what was I saying? Bale at wait. Forget that. Did you see he's actually gonna enter like professional golfing?
Yeah. So.
yeah.
So
I'm happy for him.
that proves our theory.
That doesn't prove anything. That doesn't prove anything. That doesn't prove anything.
Yo,
That doesn't prove
he
anything.
played 14 games for LA Galaxy.
He played. The MLS isn't a real league.
And won a chip.
Won them a chip.
Yeah, that is true.
He did Ibrahimovic and like put an ad in
He was
first.
injured the whole season, basically.
But he played in the
He will probably go down as the most hated successful player ever.
Oh yeah, definitely.
For someone that's had so
The
much
amount of
success,
hate,
yeah.
Once you look into like if I have a son, and then I'm like, yo, people don't like this guy. He looks into his head, I'm like, why? Dog? Like, he played on the biggest team. One was effective. What happened?
Scored some of the biggest iconic goals ever.
I don't think Spain likes an Englishman or a Scotsman. Like Beckham was the last one, but it's that Galacticos. Like you got to be of a certain. You got to look a certain way, talk a certain way, act a certain way. That's it.
There's very few English players in La Liga.
Yeah, it's just not a.
Very few.
Yeah, English players don't really leave their league in general.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, there's
You
no
got
reason
your-
to when you're
If I
in
grew
the
up
best
in
league,
Wrexham,
you know?
Yeah.
and there's championship and the league below that and the league below that and the league below that until I get to Sunday league.
You have your few, like Bellingham.
Listen, after Jamie Vardy, if I lived in England, I would never give up.
yeah.
Shitting me?
That's one player, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's the only one I need for that. What are you talking about? If one person made it, I can make it.
This is the guy who's like 35 years old, still trying to make it to, still trying to get the
He's not
contract.
something-
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Seven aside.
I'm in the open tryouts with the 19-year-olds. Like, first time. I hear you. Coach Jones is really nice. Don't worry about it. First day is over.
Sunday league, looking out for the scouts. Like,
Oh, I become Sunday League. I legitimately played in a Sunday League this summer, and I was like, I'm washed.
This is the point he just starts going.
You know how I know I'm washed? I was the
Feel
best
bad.
player in the league, and I'm like, this is a problem. Like, I shouldn't be in a league where I'm the best player, dog. Like, this is an issue.
that is an issue.
What kind of league you playing in, though? Are you
see
thinking
some.
about joining Jared Piquet 7-a-side league?
I play in a 7-a-side right now. 6 and a goalie. Indoor.
PK's league.
PK league. What's it called again?
Oh, you want to win the money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, but the buy-in is expensive. The buy-in is like $50K. There's professional soccer players that are holding tryouts for teams, and they're fronting the money. So they put up the
to get
$50K.
it,
So when you
yeah.
win the two, they split it, and then you get probably the majority. I was looking it up with my friend. Actually, my mom sent it to me, and then I sent it to my man's like, "Yo, what's up?" And then we saw the buy-in price, and then we saw.
Look at PK.
Yeah.
Look how productive he is.
I think the buy-in is 25 to 50K is the buy-in.
And how many? There's not a lot of teams. I'm pretty sure there was like.
I think what's
10
the
teams,
grand
maybe?
prize? 2 million or a million? You can just do the math based on the grand prize.
I mean, if it's 50K a team and there's 10 teams, then that's $500,000.
So it's either more teams or more money to buy in.
There could be like sponsorship money thrown in there.
True.
I don't know. Casio money.
I'm sure someone.
Oh, you got that Casio
I'm sure
sponsorship.
someone's gonna sponsor it though.
Oh,
That's a
man.
league I'd watch. 7 aside for bread.
It's not
Listen,
good.
if I was playing PK, I'm playing Shakira as warm up music.
Yeah.
You know I'm doing that.
Do you think it matters when he has the Jam Queen in the stands with him? He posted shorty.
Oh, his new joint?
Oh
his
yeah,
new bae?
he out there with her.
Oh God.
People are killing him.
IG, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
so-
like, "Oh, you just gonna post the Jam girl?" Word. Yo, Shakira's a detective, boy.
Huh? I mean, what woman isn't? They're just perceptive. They see these. They notice these things.
That's true, cause
They
like
notice these things.
I feel like I'd only notice that if it was something that I eat every day. Like how much jam is Shakira eating when she's like, "Yo, you scooped out my jam. You never touched my jam in 10 years of marriage. This brother's cheating. This is ridiculous." It's like the
She
fact
came
that
home from tour and like there's like no jam left.
she's like, "Oh, he couldn't buy it back. He couldn't tell her, yo, you can't handle jam."
Yeah.
Like that's just the dumbest way to get going to me.
He should have just been like.
Maybe he
"Look,
wanted
yo,
to get
kids
caught."
had it."
Maybe he did want to get caught.
Yeah,
I was
PK.
about to say something I shouldn't say on TV.
Yeah, PK got a lot better. He got a lot better. But
Manchester United PK is the best PK. It's not, but I just wanted to say that.
I mean,
He was like what, 12? Nah, but he was
won,
young.
He won a Champions League.
Does it count?
Didn't play a minute,
I
but
would say does it count? Like,
Also
But he won a
World
Champions.
Cup. He won two Euros.
he's done it all.
yo, speaking of
He
fucking
won everything.
legends, Casemiro. This guy is effective. Like he's just the best player on the field for us at any
You
given
know,
time.
I love Casemiro because I always appreciate signings where everyone wins, right?
Yeah.
Like Madrid got 60 million. Like, how much was their initial investment? You remember?
I think it was like.
Oh God, that
30
was so
from
long
Benfica.
ago.
Wasn't it from Benfica?
Whatever it was, he
Porto.
paid
Yeah.
for it and then some,
There
and
you
then
go.
some more.
And now United gets a solid midfielder.
Yeah, I'm still disappointed
Like-
that we got rid of him, but he's already 30.
Yeah.
And like we have Chiamendi, we got.
Yeah, you guys are
Kubo.
moving forward.
Yeah.
Like that was a pickup
We
we
still have,
needed
we
to.
have fucking Valverde. We have so many good midfielders that we gotta put him in the wing.
It literally
as a winger.
made-
And
Nick
he's
is
still
right.
like the top 10 player in the world right now.
It made sense
Well,
for both
He was
teams.
at one point. He fell off a little bit.
It really did make sense for both teams.
Yeah,
we're
so that's
better
what I'm
off
saying.
for it.
It's nice to see.
How do you feel about Anthony? Both of y'all. Genuine question. Like, please speak into the mic when you either one. For real, I want like, cause like I have.
I like him. I think the price tag will have me
I
thinking.
think if I wasn't a United fan, I'd have been called him overrated.
Right. The price tag will have me thinking like, oh, you need at least, X amount of goals, X amount of assists. But he's still 22 years old, just starting in the Premier League. Let's give him a little time. If anything, I think United is having a successful season. You know
I
what
love
I mean?
his attitude.
United is, and it starts from the top. It starts
a
with
big
Ten
part
Hag,
for
right?
Oh, it is Ten Hag.
I think he's
We
the
can get to
manager.
your little controversial last point, but I think it's very much Ten Hag. The team is a different team. We have a direction. We have a culture. Like if you watch a game from now, any game this season, and you watch a game 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4, pick a coach. Just pick a from any era, Van Gaal era.
No, I mean we could just take things back to last year. They took out the two biggest personalities in the team last year, Harry Maguire, Cristiano Ronaldo. They're both gone. Look where the team is going.
I've been calling
Pretty
for Harry
interesting.
Maguire's head forever.
And
Since they said we're picking him up for $80 million, I said this brother's trash. And then I watched several compilation videos of him being trash,
He only plays good
and
for
they
England.
kept playing him.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
mean,
what saves him. Everybody's like, oh, but England. Okay, but clearly that's not his Premier League form. Stop talking to me about
I
that.
mean, how many games does he really play for England? You know what I mean? A year. That games that matter.
You feel what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? Like majority of
Like,
friendlies.
okay, you played well against Qatar. Great job, Harry.
And that new league that they just made, what's it called?
The Nations
League? That
League.
shit don't count.
That
You know
shit-
what I mean?
That's
Nobody,
not-
nobody
that's not
cares.
right.
Nobody
The
cares.
fact that everyone was like, why the hell are we playing this foolishness a
Yeah.
month before the
Yeah.
World Cup? You know, like, that was stupid.
Like United is like one forward and one good midfielder away
Yes.
From being a problem.
from being like
We need a genuine,
top three. Easy.
natural born
Title contender.
Yeah,
Natural
I mean, if
born
I say
goal.
top three,
Yeah.
it's title contender.
Yeah.
We don't have a natural born goal scorer. I think Chelsea's a good back to where they're supposed to be. They're a good forward away from that. They need a goal scorer.
What's gonna
Of
happen?
course.
Sterling ain't that.
Every team does now. No, he's not.
He's the support for that.
Lukaku was supposed to be,
He's
but
not that either.
you know, I think he's finally been found out.
As a coach,
I don't-
if you pick him up, what is your okay? He scored. If he scores this many goals, I'm happy with the signing. In a season.
What for a center forward?
No, for Lukaku as a center forward.
Oh, Lukaku.
Yes, you know him. I'm picking Lukaku up. If he scores 10, 15, I'm happy.
No, so for Lukaku, it has to be. You're talking about all competitions.
Prem.
Prem, that's the
18
tough
goals,
part.
maybe?
It's got to be 18 plus
18.
because Lukaku, that's his strength. He doesn't really give you much else as a soccer player, so he has to give you goals. He's not, not great hold up play, not great at linking the play like a Firmino, right? Firmino, he's not gonna score you 20 Premier League goals, but he played
has
his
8
he's played his role in
last
that
season.
in the Liverpool success. But yeah, Lukaku, he's good where he's at. He shouldn't leave Inter again.
He has 121 goals and 278 Premier League appearances.
Right.
And 5 assists.
Good numbers for someone who's arguably
25
not a good goal
headers.
scorer.
34 goals with the right foot, 60 goals with the left foot, 7 penalties, 1 free kick. He scored a free kick.
That's right. Don't sleep. Don't sleep.
It might have been
He does it all.
one of them under the wall joints or something.
That's funny because he probably.
Those are the hardest to score.
Hey, Ronaldinho the first person I've ever seen do that. I've never seen anyone do it before him. Back when, what was it, like
Messi did that
2004?
against Jamaica, man. That's
Yeah.
I mean, don't bring that back up. That's hard for me to say.
See, Jamaica was like the last to learn that now you're supposed to have someone laying down under the wall to make
First
sure
of
that's
all,
that's not
We
possible.
doing that. America was the last to learn that. Because this World Cup, they're like, so guys, this new tactic, laying down behind the wall, what's that about? And they're like, oh, well, it's a new tactic that just started very recently. It's so you can't sneak it under the wall. You notice they jump. Bro, I was like, I'm not listening to this shit. Did you listen to the World Cup in English?
Taylor
that's
Twellman?
that's
Nah, listen to
all they
Stan.
talked
It was
about.
horrible.
Was
in
that-
English. I listened to this.
And they talked. The only thing they
Yeah.
talked about was that Ferran Torres.
Oh my God, bro! It's such
This
this coach is doing it. Yeah, that's all they cared about. Reality TV shit. Like, oh my goodness,
It's like bad drama,
bro. No one cares. We are here for football. That is it. Like they're trying to make it entertaining for them.
Taylor Twellman the whole time is talking about Ferran Torres is dating Luis Enriquez's daughter. I'm like, yo, come on.
No
like,
one cares. Like we genuinely don't care.
Honestly, when you're up 7-0 against Costa Rica,
You gotta find
like,
things
you-
to
you
talk
got-
about,
yeah.
right?
But like, no, it was every game. Like it was against Germany. It was against
What
who else did we
killed
play?
me-
Costa Rica. I already said Costa Rica.
Did you
Who
guys
was- who
lose
was
to
the-
Japan?
Japan, yeah. We lost
Yo,
to
Japan always has a solid team. It hurts my soul because we got into the World Cup at the same time. But, damn, what were we talking about?
Japan don't play around. How Cristiano Ronaldo has made every team he's been on since he's left Madrid worse.
Juventus? You jumped
I
out
don't-
the gate without thinking about Italy.
No, because they were winning the league when he already got there. Did they go any further in the Champions League after he got there? I think not. And
He
they
didn't make
were
them
also
worse.
look at the situation Juventus is in right now. Part of that
He
is
didn't
him.
cheat.
No, yeah. So why is Juventus in the situation they're in? Is
they-
because they were not accounting all the wages they were paying. They were paying people under the books. That's not okay. If you're signing someone for $100 million, you don't think he's a big proponent of why you're like secretly paying people?
But what
So-
if I don't,
He fucked up Juventus, right? Comes to United, right? Everyone thinks like, oh, it's Ronaldo, right? Like obviously it's a beautiful story, and he did lead them in scoring last year, right?
let me cut you off
Anyway,
really
Premier
quickly.
League team of the
Keep
year.
in mind, he only got to United because it would have looked horrible if he went to City and people were outraged and we were like, make a bid, like you have to make a bid. We cannot allow that.
And that's the thing that really sucks for him is because that would have been the best thing for his career.
Him going
If
to
he
City,
got to
right?
play at City as their center
If
forward,
he was at City,
he
he
would-
would still be there right now.
Wait.
We have a Madrid problem.
Yeah.
If they sign
honestly.
him, do they get Holland?
no.
No. Because I think because Ronaldo don't really got to run that much, and he's amazing in the air, and like they just LeBron just launches them crosses all day.
No, yeah. If he's getting service from De Bruyne, he's giving us 20 goals in the Premier League.
Yeah. I mean, he did it with Man U. He got 19 or something like that.
Okay,
18,
first of all,
19.
I don't know like how you say he did it with Man U. Like, that's arguably one of the best. No. But the team he was on at the time when he did that was arguably one of the best Premier League teams ever.
When he came back from
No, not when he came back. I'm talking about when he was on, like when it was Ronaldo, like when he was number 7 for us.
No, I'm talking about when he.
Oh, you're talking about when he came back.
when
Yeah.
he first came back.
Oh, okay, I thought you were talking about like Ronaldo at United for real, like Ferguson days.
No. I'm talking about like when he came from Juventus.
When he was still
yeah,
effective.
when his first year back. I mean, this was his second year. I mean,
Yeah, no, he was like the only like gem in a shitty season. Like it was fun to at least watch him.
I wouldn't even call it a gem, to be honest.
And my thing
You
is
see how he
like,
was playing?
No other
are
option.
you a gem if everything has to run through you and you're not making the team better? Like, all right,
You're a
let's
gem until it doesn't work
let's
anymore.
take like the Ronaldo love aside because he's my second favorite player ever. Like,
Yeah, after Ronaldinho,
I look up
it's
to
him
him.
for me.
I love
Absolutely.
Ronaldo, but just objectively speaking, he was making that team much worse. It's easy to see today with him out of it how much more dynamic of a team they are.
I hate to
Like-
keep comparing to basketball, but it's like Russell Westbrook with the whole he can't do shit without the ball in his hands thing. Like with
He just
Ronaldo,
all
if
of a
it's
sudden
not
forgot how to play
yeah,
soccer.
no. If it's not all about him, he's kind of tuned out. So like plays where like if he was engaged, he would have helped the play. He's not. He just don't give a fuck. And like we've seen it a bunch of times.
Yeah, I mean, he's. I don't know. I think it's so funny where I feel like his career has come full circle, because when he first started at United, I don't know if you noticed, him and Van Nistelrooy had a huge fight. That's actually why Van Nistelrooy had to leave.
Yeah.
They got in a fight so big. Ferguson was like, "Well, I'm rolling with Ronaldo."
A lot of people didn't
Van
like his
Nistelrooy.
attitude then.
But also, Van Nistelrooy was like just fucking put the ball in the box. Like, stop doing all these tricks. Like,
Yeah.
I'm making my run, put the ball in the box, I'm gonna score. Where Van Nistelrooy was a player who like needs other people to create
You
for
ever
him to
heard
be
about
effective.
How the big homies like were at practice with him and they were like,
Kicking the shit out of
"Yo,
him.
you do all that tricky shit. Can you fucking do this?" And Paul Scholes like picked the tree like 60 meters out,
Mm-hmm.
pinged it, smacked the tree. Ronaldo was there all night trying to hit that shit. That's how the story goes.
That's how the story goes. Like, let's not forget we're talking
And then
about
after-
arguably
no.
the greatest
I mean, but
player
still,
ever.
after that,
Yeah.
they were like, "Yo, listen,
Second best player.
don't forget,
And I'm
we
a
don't do the
Ronaldo.
tricky, but." I still give Pele top one, number one ever.
I mean, we never really got to watch.
Yeah, I
that.
can't.
You never really got
Oh.
to watch.
You
it.
watched Pele? What'd you watch?
I got VHS tapes of Pele for my birthday for
Oh,
mad
yeah.
years.
Yeah.
But like he was.
That was
playing
like the
against
V-
Farmers, though.
Nah, that's not true.
That's
you can't
not
do
fair.
that. You can't.
That's not fair at all. The
And
Germany
electrician.
team,
The only difference is Pele would like count the goals that he scored in his backyard with his kids
they count.
And the ones he scored.
They count.
in practice.
They count. The ball went into the net. It's a different
R.I.P.
time.
to God. R.I.P. to God.
Facts. Rest in peace to the coach. That still don't even sound right.
Yeah.
But nah, speaking about
Yeah.
Ronaldo, he also had a lot of beef with Florentino as well too. When he
Yeah.
was at Madrid.
Yeah.
Even though like, I mean, Florentino really could have never left Madrid. Like,
But my thing with Madrid also is like Cristiano Ronaldo left. Right. They had like a down year,
yeah.
but they bounced right back and they
They
won
won the
another Champions League. So it's like, obviously he's a big proponent. He's gonna take your team further. I'm sure they'd have more Champions League if he just stayed, but
Ronaldo's
he
beef-
doesn't. I don't think he changes things as much as we like to think. Even Messi, when you think about it, he left Barca. They had a little dip in the down year, but Barca's already trending on the way up. Like, they could possibly win the league this year. They're, and that's a sign of like well-run clubs. Barca and Madrid are obviously that in Spain of nobody's bigger than the team.
Is
Like,
Barca well run
is Barca well-run?
financially?
I mean,
They got to get rid of like $150 million in wages or something. Apparently, La Liga said that.
They couldn't afford to pay wages to get like people are like, yeah, I'd love to get traded, but you can't afford to pay me what you owe me.
I was talking footballing wise, not financial.
Okay. I'm just saying that goes into it. You can't really rebuild
We'll
a
look
team
into
if you
the
can't if you can't afford it. But staying on the transfer topic, as far off as we've gotten from that, Leeds is turning into the U.S. men's national team.
American coach. It's Leeds is Ted Lasso, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what it is, right? Can we agree that Leeds is Ted Lasso now?
Leeds is.
What's the name of the team in Ted Lasso? I watched one season of it. I haven't seen.
Man,
I haven't
it's
seen
like
the second season.
Oxtail FC.
Yeah,
Oxtail FC.
Man, them FC. Panda Ends FC. You get me?
Nah, but
I don't know. I like it for the Americans though.
yeah.
Like if I was a 10-year-old kid, it'd give me all the hope in the world. Like that's cool.
of course.
I'm seeing multiple Americans like the guys on like Christian Pulisic alone is doing a lot for American kids. I think.
Yeah, he's the
Like you're on a team that matters and you play for real.
It's funny, yeah, because he was like the guy, and it's funny because for me, I think Gio Reyna has like the opportunity to be bigger than him.
So the goal he scored the other day?
Yeah, he scored
The little
two
dink
game
over the
winners,
goalie? Yeah, that
was
shit was nice.
I like that his game is like backing up everything else that's surrounding him right now.
I mean, it's not his
Because-
fault. He's just a baller that just happens to have parents. Like, it's not, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not my fault. Like, I'm here. I played soccer.
True, but
He doing his job.
yeah, American soccer's in.
It's in a good place. Copa America coming, Olympic soccer
Right.
coming, not Olympic, excuse me. World Cup is coming.
Young midfield, good wingers. A goal scorer would be nice.
I think that right wing, is fire. I really think he's amazing.
Timmy Way.
I think he's
That
nice.
outside back, you know, the kid who's like never.
I
been to England.
like that kid, bro. The blonde
Robinson?
one, the little blonde right
Anthony
back.
Robinson?
What's his name? Spanish kid.
Who you talking
He playing the same side as Timmy.
Oh, you're talking
The little
about
blonde kid.
Dest,
Dest?
Sergino
Me
Dest.
like that boy there.
You like
Me like that boy. There's something about him, son. I like that kid, bro.
I
when
like-
I watched him
He was on
play,
Barcelona for a little bit.
when I watched him play,
Before he went to AC Milan.
who they play before England?
Wales?
Was it Wales? If it was whoever they played before England, I watched that game and then I watched the England game and I'm like, yo, I like this kid,
Wales
bro.
Or Iran. Iran was the last game. England was the second one, and then
He played well against Iran too,
Wales
which
was
is
the
hard.
first one,
But he, yo,
Dest always
Yeah.
so
Everybody.
and like I love Dest because this is how he showed up to Messi's goodbye ceremony.
He forgot. Yo, he was chilling at the pool, and like, he was
He's
like,
like, yo,
oh
Messi
shit, I gotta
leaving,
go to
huh?
my goodbye ceremony.
Because you know it's so impromptu. Like,
Yeah.
What happened? And they said he was literally at the beach, and actually they had to get him straight from the beach.
that's hilarious.
I didn't realize
Everybody there is like
he didn't
dressed
have enough money
nice.
for. I always thought this was a Bulls jersey, but
Oh, I thought that was a bullshit.
I didn't know he was wearing a knockoff.
Official.
The Canal Street. Bulls jersey.
Nah, I respect it so much more.
Yo, that's the new Off-White. What are you talking about? Come on.
Off authentic.
It's official.
Official got it. But yeah, US soccer's in a good place. They are in a good place. And they have people, like I was saying, they got Timothy Way in France. They got mad people in England. Tyler James is in England, right?
Huh?
James? Tyler James?
Oh, Tyler Adams.
Tyler Adams,
Adams,
excuse me.
yeah.
I said Tyler James.
So
You know who
Two
Tyler
first
James
names,
is?
Two first names.
But you know Tyler James is Chris from Everybody Hate Chris, I'm pretty sure. I've been talking about Abbott Elementary so much in like normal life, I'm mixing it up.
Leeds just has Aaron Robinson. Or not Aaron Robinson. Aronson.
Yeah, Brandon Aronson.
Brandon Aronson.
He's the one.
Tyler Adams and Weston McKinney. That's it. There's nobody else that's American there. I mean,
No, but I'm saying in the Prem. What's that, 4?
Jack Harrison might be able to play for America. I don't know.
Wait, jump back to
That's
when.
a mad Americans for it.
Jump back to when we were 10.
Yeah, there was no Americans like
None.
Landon Donovan.
Clint Dempsey,
On loan.
maybe.
Oh, Dempsey, right.
Dempsey.
Landon Donovan. He played for who? Tottenham?
Everton.
Everton.
Where did Dempsey play? Fulham or something? Like
Fulham.
that? Yeah.
And end up getting a move to Tottenham.
Yo, Jamaica might have more players in the Prem than America total in the history of the world. That's what I just thought about that.
You got Leon Bailey.
I mean, if you count.
No, we had Ricardo Fuller too, and Gardner.
Who's just your center forward too? He plays for.
Wait, you think there's more Jamaican players in total that have played in the Premier League than American? That's actually a really good question. I would say it's very close, if anything.
I mean,
It's close now
if you're counting
because of these new crop. But I think before we
counting
had
Sterling and everybody. That's
If
actually English.
He's Jamaican born. He's Jamaican born.
If you're talking about people who have caps for Jamaica and caps for America,
no, that's
I
different.
think
I'm talking
that's
about Jamaican born. I am from the country I was born there. I'm not even talking about Jamaican parents. I'm talking about Jamaican born. I think we probably don't have more now, but we're close.
I don't know. That's actually probably really close.
But before this new crop of young American players, like we definitely had more.
Yeah. So, speaking of Leeds, we gotta talk about the bottom of the table.
Everton,
What do you think?
They're out
Relegation?
they're out of here.
Nah.
You think they're getting relegated?
I mean, there's 18 games left,
There's 18 games left,
but they're out of here.
but they've
Look
been
at
playing
their-
like shit. They just got a new manager.
And they just got
And they
rid of a bunch
just
of people,
sold
didn't
Their best winger,
they?
Anthony
Anthony
Gordon.
Gordon's out of here. Tom Cannon on loan. Nathan Broadhead, no,
He went to Newcastle, right?
loan.
Newcastle, yes sir.
Tyler Onyango. I kind of like that little.
Newcastle's really building a little squad.
So what's
together.
going on with Everton? Because at the same time, like
They brought no one.
they're in the 19th place. 3 years ago, Carlo Ancelotti was their manager, and James Rodriguez was on their team. Like, what went wrong? Like, how was this possible?
Yo, the decline of Everton
Where
has to
is
be a
James Rodriguez? That's
podcast.
a real question.
Oh, he fleeced everyone for
probably, like,
everything
in
and
Colombia.
just
He's getting
went
Chinese
home.
money right now. getting
Yeah,
that.
he's cool.
Maybe, I don't know.
But the fall of Everton has to be a podcast by itself.
He plays for Olympiacos.
Oh, he
he's
made
in
his
Greece?
way back to Europe. Yeah, good for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Everton. It's weird. They're a big club, and they've spent a lot of money too. You can't even say to the owners, "Oh, you're not spending money." Kind of how Newcastle was looking at the owner before they sold to the Prince of Saudi Arabia or whoever's doing things over there.
But to be fair, they haven't spent a lot and they are killing it.
They spent smart. They've been building a team the right way.
45 mil on Anthony Gordon isn't breaking the bank when you have oil money.
No, Newcastle's
And
doing
you're
it the right
fourth in
way.
the league.
Newcastle is doing it the right way.
It's blowing my. It's not blowing my mind, but we haven't seen this in a long time. We haven't
Yeah.
seen just like smart, conservative, cheapish kind of buys from a decent sized club. You know what I'm saying? We always see big money moves.
I think-
or like homegrown players that just happen to be the guy, and then big money move away.
I think City was like the last example of like they made a couple of signings, but they didn't go super crazy in the beginning. They made signings, but it wasn't like they started with like your Nigel De Jongs, players like that. They didn't like go straight for like trying to buy Xavi. You know what I mean? Like
I'm jacking. They bought a title. That first one they bought that.
the Aguero 94th minute, whatever.
Yeah,
You remember that vividly, huh?
I was in school.
Flashbacks.
I wasn't in school. I was at home.
Nightmares?
That was
Saturday.
weekend nightmares.
Hey, it was a Saturday. I remember we had a game that day too, and I was like, "Fuck you mean we lost?" Like United was like, "Oh,
Oh,
my god."
man. You love to see it, but that's what makes the Premier League interesting.
How do you feel about
you don't
Tottenham?
have. I feel like
Like, what's next for them is what I should say to frame it better.
what's next for them.
Do you move on?
I
from
like
Harry?
I like Conte. I also don't think Tottenham's in like as bad as a situation as we all think they are.
I
Like
think
they
it's
try to act.
worse than we think it is.
Nah, because right
I think
now
it's better to be hot or cold. Lukewarm is not doing anything. for
they're
you.
in 5th place, so it's not like they're like 15
Yeah, they're
points
not
off
10.
the top 4. Like, I still think they have a great manager. I like Conte. I do think maybe they should move on from him in the summer if they have someone else. But I think kind of like what I was saying about Ronaldo earlier about like subtracting to add. This is gonna sound a little nuts, but I could see them being better without Harry Kane.
Why?
Like, he's a great player. I don't know if he's super suited for like the style that Conte likes with like more counterattacking. He doesn't really get up and down the pitch as well as like maybe Richarlison if he was starting there, but
Do you move on from Son?
no shot.
Kane's
No way.
leaving first.
Yeah, so if let Kane go to United, probably make 80 mil
No,
plus
let's
from
get
that deal.
Vlahovic, to United, I think it's a better fit. He's
Yeah,
younger, too.
no, yeah.
And
I think, yeah, you would.
Even
But
though
at the same
Kane would
time-
sell a lot more jerseys probably because he's English.
And
You know what
he's
the Glazers care about.
and he's
I say, you know what the Glazers care about.
and he's got the track record. You know, he's not new to the league. He's been in the league. There's probably won't be too much of an adjustment period. You would think that's like, what could go wrong? It's Harry Kane. He's guaranteed to score you like 15 Premier League goals at least in a bad
See,
season.
with this
If he's
team,
going to
I
Man U, he
see.
should go 20
Yeah.
at least, I think.
I honestly, it'll be another like it'll. I'm looking at it as the Van Persie signing again.
Yeah,
Like,
another like aged
Old
forward, but
veteran,
like
can get you some buckets.
no, definitely.
You know, it's like bringing in Lewandowski, bring
Yeah.
in an old hard nosed vet, come get you some buckets,
Yeah.
score when you need them, and then
And he'd be
when
like
he's done, he's done.
a little more than a Band-Aid. I'm trying to think. Like he's not a full cast.
He's
but
not
a
a-
little
he's
more
not
than a
a
Band-Aid. He's
replacement,
not like
he's too old.
your Wild Waghorst come for 6 months, Igalo come for 6 months, sign like Zlatan when he's
forgot about
35.
Igalo.
Like, you know, United hasn't had a stable center forward for a while now.
We had Ibrahimovic at one point.
And he had he was
ACL,
he was
and
doing great
well.
before
doing his
before he
thing.
tore his ACL. Yeah,
you
he
did
was,
as Zlatan, you always
yeah.
gonna win, dude.
nah,
told
was,
us.
he was the guy. He was the guy. But
But
Everton, mark it down. I'm calling relegation.
Yeah, I'm. That's actually my prediction
I'm
too.
saying that they're not getting relegated.
All right, Sunday, January 29th, 4:45 p.m. Brandon, I'm jacking it. Everton is getting relegated
That's
this
not
year.
happening, I don't think.
We'll no, like I'm gonna say it though, so we'll
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah,
revisit
yeah.
it. Yeah,
This is like the mid-season point, so we
But-
should give like
yeah. So it's a good couple predictions. So do
yeah.
you see Ars? That's a good
Yeah.
segue. Is Arsenal gonna win or is City gonna catch them?
it's.
I would like for City to catch them. I think football would be better off if Arsenal wins it.
I would love to see Arsenal win it,
I
just
can't say that
because
sentence.
I followed the team so closely and has watched like how Arteta has rebuilt that club, and like
And I like that it was one of their own. That's beautiful.
yeah, and,
Like it's what I thought was gonna happen with Solskjaer.
and he gives me the Ferguson vibes.
Yeah.
Like I always, for whatever you hear different stories about Ferguson, hearing like he wasn't the best tactician, whatever. But just like the way they talk about he's able to motivate players and some of the big decisions he's made. Like Ferguson is the same manager that got rid of David Beckham when he was like a
When
top
it didn't
5
make
player in
sense
the
to-
world.
Yeah.
Got rid of Ruud van Nistelrooy when he was
Man, that was one of my
arguably
favorite
top
players.
striker in the world.
Yeah.
Sold
Berbatov.
Cristiano Ronaldo. Like, so this is someone who made huge decisions and
And it
always
was the right one.
made sure that no one was bigger than the club. If you're like making a fuss, I don't care how good you are, like you have to go because I need the team atmosphere to be the best thing. So Arteta being able to say, Aubameyang
Yo, he made me
You're
think
my best
Anderson was
player.
a great player. Seriously.
and Tom Cleverley.
I never thought that. Don't put myself out.
No, but just like that, like I'm gonna sell my captain mid-season for free because I just want him to get away from my team. Like that's a huge call. It's paid off. I think that's awesome. I think that's a sign of a good manager.
I think what put Arsenal at contenders is just them signing the 2 players from City that didn't really play much there. You know,
You think that's what put it over the top for them?
Oh,
Like they were those two away?
City's bench players can, like I've been saying that for a long time, can easily be starting on. any
Yeah,
league
literally
team.
anywhere else.
I mean,
basically.
any top 5 team in the world, if you take Barca, Madrid,
Yeah.
they all have plenty of players that could be starting or like
Anywhere.
for If you're a
Yeah,
big
but I
team,
mean-
you have great bench players.
But that is like a jump. Like it's not a jump because Arsenal's always in that anywhere from 6th to 3rd position they're gonna finish. Like,
Right.
perpetually always in that little spot. But it does go to your point. Like they add those 2 in for the first time since we were children. It looks like they're gonna win the league. So
Listen, 21 said he wanted to see the Gunners win Premier League.
if that guy
Listen.
raps that lyric and they win this year, bro, I'm gonna be genuinely upset because he's confirming how English he is.
Yeah, he is.
Yo, man is from the ends, bro. Like, yo, what rapper says I still gotta see the Gunners win? Mind you, he didn't say Arsenal. Man said Gunners,
Gunners,
bro. Like this
yeah.
guy is really like
That's crazy.
he's really from the ends. This is South London man. Like,
That's something Giggs would say. You know what I mean?
you feel me?
Stormzy. You know?
Stormzy and that Giggsy, Wicked Man Skang. Like,
No, but I think I'm with you. Something about me just feels like Arsenal's gonna come against a really rough patch. Hopefully, Jesus can get himself back into the side quick.
He looks determined, like he wants to win it.
And that's what City selling these players to Arsenal fucking makes zero sense because you're selling young and hungry players. It's not like you're selling. All right, he's 32 years old. He's past his.
He's
best.
already gotten what he wants to. It's not like you're selling Steven Gerrard that's
Yeah.
never won something. And he's like, you know what, to get this one.
I've never honestly seen some. Well, I think Zinchenko is one of the most passionate players I've ever seen on the field. Like this guy is just
I like him.
like
I do like him a lot.
like you could see the passion through like anything he does.
Even when he was like talking to his teammates, like he's still like, yo, I know we were cool, but like.
He's like the fake captain of Arsenal. If you
Yeah.
watch like their team huddles and everything, he's the one leading it over Odegaard usually.
What was the word? The emotional captain.
Yeah.
Like, you know how every team has a guy that wears the armband, but there's the guy that talks on the field, really.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's the same person. You hope it's the same guy. In my experience, it's literally never the same person. It's always like who the coach thinks should be the captain and then who the team responds to just does it anyway. But he's like who the team responds to.
Yeah.
He's like, there's so much passion. You feel bad not playing your hardest when you're on the field with him.
And he's also
that type of player, I feel like.
I'll be honest, I didn't realize he was that good.
Me neither.
I didn't realize
Me
he was
neither.
that
I'll be honest.
When you-
I knew he was good.
I knew he was
but,
good,
like,
but like
No, I didn't think he was like
I
world.
watched-
I thought he was nice.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this thing's
Bro,
awesome.
I
I
watched
didn't
him
think he was
play
like
for
world
Ukraine,
class.
and he has to do basically. He plays in the midfield.
Yeah.
That's when I saw him. I was like,
And
oh
I was
shit.
just like, yo, this guy is good.
Yeah,
You know what
'cause
I
I
mean?
was like, Ukraine
he
got
plays
balls?
left back, but like,
yeah.
I literally
He
remember
does
watching the
everything
game
for
like,
Ukraine,
who plays
you
for
know?
Ukraine? And then I'm like, God damn.
And he's fighting Cancelo for a place, so it's tough.
Yow.
You know what I mean?
he hasn't
So,
been playing a lot either since the World Cup.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on there.
Something's
Lewis
going on.
has been playing like a lot now.
What, Rico?
Yeah. Which is kind of surprising. I mean, I don't know if that he's trying to rest like Cancelo right now, but
Oh, but wait, do you see them winning or what?
who Arsenal?
Yeah, where do you see them finishing?
I say if Arsenal can like at least draw one game or win one game against City, I think that they can win the title.
Wait,
They
did they
lose-
already play City?
Yeah. Oh no, that was a cup game.
No, but
that was the FA Cup.
Yeah, that was a cup game.
so they haven't played any league games against
I
City
don't
yet.
think so.
I think they
the first
played.
one
They
got
played one.
canceled because the Queen died or whatever.
You're right. And then
that
World
game
Cup started.
and they had to reschedule, but then I don't think they ever played that game.
We've seen them play each other, but it might not have been.
It was
Prime.
for,
It was the cut. That the
last
most recent
Friday.
one last
Yeah,
week was
Friday. And
definitely a
Arsenal
cup
honestly
game.
should have won that game. They played a lot better, I think, in my opinion.
But didn't they play?
They have to play 2 games. If they get, I think that if they get at least one tie or a win.
Oh, yeah, they
against
haven't
City,
played this
they
season.
can win the league.
That's a good point. If they don't lose to
If
City,
they don't lose both games and drop 6 points,
dropping 6 points, they absolutely don't win the league. To me, if they beat City 1 out of those 2 meetings,
right? There's still 2 games left.
I don't see them losing to anyone that they shouldn't.
Yeah.
And Arsenal has been proving themselves. They played against United. They beat United.
Without Casemiro.
All right. I understand.
No. They
Yeah,
played
yeah.
well.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
taking anything away from them.
Yeah.
But it was a
United
good
played
game
good
on
game
both
too.
sides.
United was on a winning streak. They,
Yeah.
How many games you guys win in a row?
I think it was 10. Oh, 10 unbeaten.
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 That's a lot. That's a good streak, you know. I mean, yeah, you lose.
That was our
you
first loss in a
lost
minute.
You're arguably your best midfielder right now.
Yeah. Did you
4
see
losses.
Rashford almost was close to breaking that consecutive home goals at Old Trafford record, but VAR took it away, so he tied it. I think it's 7 was the tie, 8 to win it, 8 to break it
Oh, the one that he scored against
against Reading.
Reading?
Yeah.
Where the goalie caught it in the goal.
Yo, Pastor Fred or Le Cochichi, my guy found his Brazil passport that game.
Listen, try to tell you.
Try to tell me what?
That's Federico, bro. Put some respect on that name.
Yo, first of all, when I found out his name was Federico Rodriguez, I was like, you go by Fred? Like, what the hell, bro? My jersey would be Federico with the tilde over the O, bro. You crazy? That's why he don't ball like that. Federico, bro. Come on, son. Like,
If he changed his name,
yo, I guarantee if he
he
changed his name
to
bro,
that.
Federico, he gonna get the number 7 next year. Bro, easily.
He can settle forward. They don't even sign.
Federico Rodriguez.
Fredo.
And you gotta give him the Barcelona, the lift.
No, I'm I still feel like for some reason in my gut, I mean United don't really need him, but I don't know. For some reason I feel like Asensio is gonna end up on Man U.
Really? What makes you say that?
I don't know. I just have a.
I wouldn't hate that at all. I would.
Feeling.
I don't watch much Madrid, but does Asensio play in the midfield three at all?
No. He plays a winger role.
Gotcha.
But I don't know.
We're kind of winghead.
I don't know if Anthony. I don't know if Anthony is the guy. But like you still obviously have.
It's early though. It's
You
like,
still have
you got-
Sancho too. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? You got wingers on vacation in Holland. You got wingers in the courthouse. You got wingers
shit.
in the U18s.
relax.
Talking
relax.
about Garnacho.
Relax.
Like, y'all got wingers. Y'all good.
I don't think the one in the court should count. Because
I mean,
fuck that
Asensio
guy.
did play that
Nah.
center forward role, but I don't think it's center forward. Obviously, for
Nah.
Spain he plays center.
You know,
forward,
I don't know if that's true now, but he was still in the team on the website for a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was.
I mean,
He who shall not be named. If you watch soccer, you know who we're talking about. But I keep forgetting there's like an audience.
Yeah, I
At some
wanted-
point, is gonna be watching this. We just talking to each other.
I wanted to bring something up about Newcastle. So like Almiron right now is their leading goal scorer, and I think that that brings a lot of hope for people that play in the MLS because
Yeah,
I think he's one of the first players to come from like the MLS
that's a good point. That's a great point.
and like basically do an outstanding
Absolutely.
job for. I mean, he's been on Newcastle for like what 3 years now, but like there hasn't been I think a player that came from the MLS. He played for Atlanta for a little while, and he did really really well there too. And just like go to the Prem and like in 2 or 3 years get
And, like,
adjusted. And
really
now
do
how many
something.
goals does he have in assists? Like probably like around 10 goals. I'd say.
more than Jack Grealish. That's what I know.
and
Yo.
worth a lot less.
American football is really in a decent place.
But I think that.
Well,
just,
I actually don't know what it looks like on the youth
yeah.
level.
Yeah.
I assume
that's a good question.
it's kind of like I'm basing it based off what it was when I was young. So like showcase teams and shit like that. I actually don't know what it's like right now.
I don't know. I know. Well, I remember when I was leaving high school, we had the USDA like academy programs.
Mhm.
I know that dissolved, and since then, I don't know exactly what. I think it's MLS Next.
Do they
MLS
still?
Next,
I
yeah.
heard about that. Do they? That sounds like a wrestling.
I think it's the same thing. They just renamed it.
WWE. Do they still have ODP? Is that a thing? Still?
No, I don't think so.
No.
Oh, no more Olympic development program.
Yeah, you know how fire you thought she was when you made that team.
Yeah, the ODP.
And then you
But,
tell
like,
your
did
mom
those-
like, I made it to the last round, and the shit goes a ban, and
Did
she's
those
like, that's
players-
great. Let's go back to our team.
Did those players actually end up going to the Olympics though? You know what I'm saying?
I have
It
a
said
friend.
Olympic
I have a
development
friend that
program.
made ODP, and he played in the U.S. national team at his age. Like he was like 16 at the time. He played. He like had trials at Roma and stuff. So like it worked for him.
Oh,
I remember when we went to England freshman year. He was the week we were leaving. He was landing for a trial with Arsenal. Nothing came of it, but
nothing came of
yeah.
it, but you still got to try.
speaking of trials with Arsenal, do you
Wait,
know
how
Gabriel?
long-
He got a compod.
Oh, he's doing everything. He got a clothing brand. He's a photographer.
He must be Jamaican.
Yes, he's a solid. He bought his mom a crib he's younger than us, significantly younger than us. Bought his mom a house. Don't feel bad about shit. But he's into real estate and everything. Like he's killing it. But speaking of, damn, I forgot what I was gonna say. Speaking of Arsenal trials, Gabriel Martinelli had 4 trials at United.
Yes, sir, he did.
I'm seeing pictures of a young him with Pogba in the training room. Pogba's obviously not training; he was walking through it. But
he was recording a TikTok.
yeah, he was like dancing in
doing a
there. I
dance,
think he just ran into him. But that's crazy. 4 times. We do not know where.
But every club has that, like,
Yeah,
we
I
almost
mean,
signed this guy, but
My favorite story is about Arsenal. If we're gonna be talking about Arsenal, you know what I'm talking about, Ibrahimovic. Or he's just like, they asked me to do a trial, and I was like, "Are you dumb? I don't do trials. Are you crazy? You signed me, or you don't."
I was only laughing because Arsene Wenger is famous for like every good player. He's like, I was this close to signing. I thought he was great. You know?
I was at dinner with his mom and his dad.
He's
but,
like
you know.
the LeBron. He's like LeBron.
Yeah, just like United was
Oh,
gonna,
I knew he was gonna
drop 80 points.
just like
He's actually
United was
told my
gonna get
friend.
Haaland, right?
Just like Madrid was gonna get Haaland or Mbappe.
They're gonna get
Relax.
him. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Relax.
Okay.
I want to see him in a Madrid jersey.
Honestly, if Mbappe is in a Madrid jersey,
That jersey's selling, boy.
and we got Alphonso Davies on the same side,
Speed kills.
I don't know. I feel
That
I
left
feel
back
bad. I feel bad for that right back. That right back is about to have a heart attack
Oh,
after the game.
That right back.
Let me ask you this as a Madrid fan.
You're blocking your face with that fake mic. Just
That's fine. Who would you take, Mbappe or Haaland?
Oh,
Don't think about who you like better. Think about who you take
Yeah,
as a
I'm
Madrid fan.
taking Mbappe, and that's because I feel like he fits Madrid's style better.
that's a good point.
He also is he adds more to the game besides goals. I feel like Haaland is not really a person that's going to be assisting you or providing assists. I feel like Mbappe, if he goes to Madrid, he can easily score like
85 goals.
not 85. I wouldn't say 85 goals. Like he's not going to pull a 92 goal calendar year like Madrid, like Messi. But yeah, I think he has the possibility of scoring at least 60 to 70.
My thing, and do you want him to play on the wing, correct? Or as a center forward? What are you thinking?
It depends who we have, because right now we have Rodrigo, right? We got Vinicius.
Right, but let's
Vinny.
think,
But we got a lot of options.
and we're thinking when by the time. Oh well.
When he comes, Benzema will probably be gone, or close to
That's what I'm
gone, or out the
saying.
door.
It's like,
So yeah, center forward.
you just think you're gonna find another center forward and have Mbappe chill out on the wing, or what?
I mean, I've seen him mostly play on the left wing, and that seems to be like Vinicius'
I'd like him center
spot.
forward. That'd be like
I mean, I think center forward would fit him well, but
that white jersey. That's a classic Madrid center forward right there.
I mean,
That's a Galactico.
it's interesting because for PSG he plays center forward because you have Neymar and Messi on the
Messi,
wings,
yeah.
but for the French national
he plays
team,
on the left wing.
he plays on the wing, and he's quoted as saying like, "That's my favorite position. I like playing off of the wing." You know,
Yeah, because he goes
PSG, it's
cuts
almost
in a
like
lot,
he
yeah.
does it because he kind of has to. It's the best thing for the team.
Yeah.
So if he makes that move again, it'd be interesting to see what he thinks. Like, oh, am I gonna play off the middle or am I gonna play off the left? Because obviously Vinicius is already there.
Yeah.
He'll be in Madrid for the next 15 years. So
15 years, I don't know about 15 years, but all I gotta say is, if Vinicius and Mbappe are on the same team as well,
a problem.
too, that's a problem.
That's
Too much-
another
that-
5-6 Champions
That's too much.
Leagues.
That's
for
too much
Madrid.
speed. Like,
yeah,
I'd love to see Alphonso Davies
you don't
get on that
find
team
players
too.
with like the amount of quality that they have,
And
and
that
especially
speed.
Vinicius has stepped up his
Yeah.
game tremendously in the past year,
immensely.
like crazy. I mean, he always had the technical ability, but he didn't have the finishing when he first got there. And now his finishing is really good as well too. I mean, obviously not as good
and
as Benzema's.
product. Passing as well,
And
assists,
yeah.
like he's got it.
His
He's got it.
chemistry, you can see himself like fitting well within the team. So.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he came over as like an 18-year-old kid. We can't expect everyone to be like a prodigy.
Finished
Yeah,
product,
like
yeah.
when they're 18, like players get better. But
Still a kid. Speaking of kids, though, Romeo Beckham was
Yeah.
transferred from
He is not
Inter
a kid.
Miami. He's
How
21.
old is
I'm
he?
convinced
He's 21.
24.
He's 21. He's 20. What is it? 2023. He's 21.
Who's he training with right now?
He's just got. He's on the
He's
the
21.
Brentford U21s.
That's probably his soccer age.
No, he's born in 2002.
Nah, that's his soccer age, bro.
Why do you think?
He looks young.
You know,
What are
there's
you
more
talking
Beckham
about?
kids, right? There's Brooklyn. There's Madden. This one is young.
He's 20, allegedly.
This guy's crazy. But yeah, you were saying earlier, you think that's nepotism, or he's like killing it to where he needs to be on Brentford's?
I mean,
Mind you, no one here has seen him play ever.
I've
Don't
never,
lie.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
I've
don't
never
lie.
heard of him.
I've heard of him. I didn't know he
guarantee-
played soccer now, but
He's 20 years old. If he was a real prospect,
He'd
would
be
have,
somebody
He would
already.
have a tape.
yeah.
He would have a tape. But I don't think there's much tape of him actually playing soccer. There's tape of him
Talking about
doing
playing
shots,
soccer.
yeah, doing shots with the F2 and like doing sponsorship deals with Puma, cooking.
GQ, what can I not live
That's
without?
his brother. That's his brother. I'm ODing.
Yeah, I feel like you don't like Brooklyn and you just killing Romeo for it. What's the nigga name? Rome?
He probably got some TikToks with free kicks.
Some TikToks. What do you think? Patrick Mahomes' brother?
Yeah. I'm not seeing much football from him. I hope he's good. I'd love to see him do well, but
I feel you.
We'll see.
What's next on the little thing we have here for our topics?
Oh, let's talk about biggest fall offs in teams, like table wise, and
Prem?
biggest come ups. Yeah, we could talk about
I know
both.
where he's going. I know where he's taking things. He's taking things straight to the south of Spain.
Lead it off.
Nah, let's go into some Prem teams.
That is deceptively making you think you're talking into the mic. You're not.
That is true.
I know. Lean over into the mic that's actually recording, please.
Fuck, we need to. Why you want to?
It doesn't work. Please lean into the mic that works. But yeah, lead us off. You said so. What's your biggest shock of the year? Like, wow, didn't expect them to be at this spot in the table.
So
at this
I
time.
think.
Because we're halfway through all the
Obviously everybody's gonna say the same thing. Arsenal. I mean,
we're still halfway through. So
I didn't expect them to
That was
be
not shocking to me.
Arsenal.
Anytime anything happens that no one expected, Nick said he expected it.
No, I watch a lot of Arsenal, like I said, and last year, the second time they played Manchester City, it was kind of reminded me of what you were saying the other day. They completely outplayed Manchester City.
Oh,
And
Arsenal
I was like,
outclassed.
they're doing
them in
this
that FA Cup
with
game.
not much of a
Excuse me,
center
not FA
forward.
Cup.
It was like Eddie Nketiah when he was first getting minutes, like consistent minutes. So I'm like, they're like a forward away from being a problem. You know what I mean? And adding a few pieces. That I think they'd be in first.
That's what
Maybe
I was gonna
not, but it's not like, oh boy, it's not. I'm not surprised.
Obviously, we all thought that Arsenal had the potential to be in top 4.
No, but if you ask me, like okay,
But,
I will
you
say,
think they were going to be
I got
City
you,
right now?
I got you exactly. I don't, I'm not sure if it was this year or last, but I think I called Liverpool winning the Premier League this year.
Are you serious?
That might have been my hot take. That might have been my spicy take.
She was hot as hell.
They are currently in 10th place,
I mean, they already lost the Premier.
going nowhere fast. I honestly think if they secure a Champions League spot, it would be a good season for them.
So that was your surprise of the year, though.
Yeah, definitely Liverpool. Liverpool left me down. There's a lot of injuries. Like, I didn't take that into account. But even still, I thought Darwin would hit the ground a little faster.
Yo, I'm
you're
sorry.
talking about
He's really funny.
winter signings, I'm really worried about Gakpo.
Really?
I am like,
You were the one kind
I
of giving
know.
him grace. Like the other day we spoke about
I
this.
know,
He
but
plays so well for
I think I've watched every Liverpool game he's played since he came. It's still very early. I try not to overreact, but he's young. I have to see him with the full team, but
I have a question.
No, I don't know. I'm worried about him. That's
I'd
all I'm
like to
saying.
pose this question to the both of y'all.
What's up?
Okay, at what price does he's young stop being an excuse for form? At what price tag?
performing.
At what price tag does he's young stop being an excuse for, oh, he's not performing right now, or he's young, he'll get better, or he has to adjust, he's young?
I think like 26.
No, money.
Oh,
what
money.
your wage? Not your wage.
I think so.
Your
Like
price tag, like
Right.
what do you like? If you pay over 50 million, are you saying no? You have to. I paid for you to be effective now, or is it like over 80? Is that for you? Like what price tag does
No,
he's young stop
it's-
being an excuse? Or does it not stop being an
It
excuse?
never does for
It
me.
never does? Okay.
When you look at like João Felix, right? They paid $137 million for him. Has he had a great year for Atletico Madrid yet? No. Paying $137 million to someone, you probably expect them to give you 20 goals, 10 plus
Not even on
assists.
the team no more.
There you go. I still think he can be the solution for Atletico Madrid. Not with that manager, I still think he can be the solution. You look at Endrick at Real Madrid. They paid $60 million for a 16-year-old, 17. How old is he?
He's 16.
Yeah, when he gets to Madrid, I don't expect him to go crazy.
But if I give you
By the
if
time
I
he's
pay 16 for
21,
you at 16, that's what I was gonna say.
then-
At 21, I've had you for 5 years,
yeah.
so you gotta show me
for
something.
me, it's not the price tag. There's an age limit that changes based on the price
Yeah,
tag.
the age
Where you look at Martial, right? It was probably over 50 million altogether. He's at 26.
He getting
I've
there.
officially given up on it. I think there's a player in there. I just don't think,
He might never tap into it.
and I don't think that will happen at Manchester United.
But
Do you see him leaving? And if he leaves, where's he going?
I see him leaving. I think
I'd love to
bunch
see him
of
at
different
PSG.
places. I think he'd be great in Italy. I don't know. I see that for him. PSG, I
I'd love to
actually
see him
really
at
like
PSG.
that.
I'd
I
love to
actually
see him at
really
PSG.
like that.
He's home. He can actually make it into the
To be
French team
honest,
if he plays with them.
That's the
That's a beautiful
best
move.
signing.
Oh my god, such a good move for him.
Now that you say that, that would actually be the best signing for him
Oh, that'd
And
be
PSG
the best
right
move
now.
for his career
Because
Absolutely.
PSG doesn't have a backup center forward except for Hugo, who's young and inexperienced and probably shouldn't be playing Champions League games at this point. And Martial is like, he's
Seasoned.
good for that. He could play anywhere across that front line. He could give you center forward,
Yeah,
winger.
wing, whatever you need.
So like Messi, Neymar, and Mbappe.
There's
Honestly,
not any ego there with Marshall. He gonna come in there and think he better than them three.
I was gonna say they don't play too many games together. Usually one of them's
Injured, out, or
needs a day off, or you know
their
what I
girlfriend
mean.
got
Like,
them tired. Whatever
Right,
foolishness
yeah.
reason they come up to not
So-
be on the field together.
yeah, that's
I'd
funny you
love
say
to see
that.
him
That
at
would
PSG.
be
I'd
like
love
the
to
perfect
see him go
place
to
for
PSG.
him.
I would love it. If he left United,
And-
that's what I would love to see from him.
You know, him being a French speaker, you know,
No, but
native French person.
I'm saying it because
Yeah,
I think being home would do a lot for
Yeah.
him. Like not making the French team and them being so successful, I feel like has got to be doing something to him mentally.
yeah, and PSG is a good place where like I feel like every player is, but he's like really a confidence player. Like when he was hot,
Yeah, when he
he
the
was
guy,
burning hot, but when he's
Yeah.
cold, oh, he can't. You know, what
I don't think he's
So-
trying right now, but I don't think he's a fish himself out of the
No,
out of the rut
PSG is
kind of
like
guy.
okay, we're gonna win 5-0, and you're gonna score 2 goals, and then he get his confidence up a little bit.
Yeah,
going
but he
into
needs to
bigger
play
games.
like 6 La Liga games, not La Liga, League One games before you throw him into a Champions League game with PSG.
Yeah,
So he has
yeah.
that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
oh, I'm on a 6-game goal streak. I'm about to smoke Benfica. You know what I'm saying? Like he needs that confidence for real.
Yeah.
It's true.
But it's also crazy talking about like the transfer value of players. Like Mudryk a year ago was worth $4 million. What has he done to go from $4 million a
Nah,
year
I'd say-
ago to now worth $100 million?
He James Rodriguez.
He has maybe 20 Champions League appearances.
James
And
Rodriguez.
If I was you, I would Google Mudryk versus Real Madrid.
James Rodriguez
All
type
right.
beat
Besides that, what has he proven?
the World Cup.
Like Enzo Fernandez, right? Obviously, he's a very, very good
Yeah.
player on Benfica or whatever. But like, is he worth 85 million? What Chelsea's trying to pay for them? 85 million, 100 million.
I don't think
just because he
anything Chelsea
had
pays for anyone
3
is
good
what they're worth.
games for
today,
freaking
this year.
Argentina, because he didn't even start every single game.
But the World Cup is that though. The World Cup is always like
Look at what happened to James. He went to Madrid and like
that's
he
a perfect point about it. Like the World Cup is like people see it as like an accelerated like it's more precious than
Yeah.
you killing it in your league wherever the fuck you play it. Like if you're no one and you have a breakout World Cup, your price tag is at least $20 million more.
Well,
At least.
and he's saying Ukraine wasn't even in the World Cup, so like, how did his price tag get that high? Well,
People saw him play for Ukraine though, because I remember watching Ukraine. Like, how the fuck are you playing? Are you not in a war? Like, shouldn't y'all be the ones on the front line? I thought no, but I thought like none of the men were allowed to leave of fighting age. Y'all over here running ball. Like, come on, yo. Bro, even the Klitschko brothers, like championship boxers, were home fighting. We got a full Ukrainian national men's team. Like, I don't know what they got going on for them. We got a game. Like, I can't fight. I got a game. I don't know what to tell you, coach.
yeah. No, like, you know, I'm sticking by it. I think Mudryk will be the best signing of this window. Well,
I don't think that's a hot take. You
probably
saying
not
it
the
like that's
best,
some
yeah.
shit we
I
can't do.
think
I
Joao
think
Felix
$100
for
million.
$9 million on loan just for the rest of the year.
You
I
know,
think
you're making a solid point. We keep forgetting him because of that. We keep forgetting him because of that red card,
Yeah.
but you're making a really good point.
Nah. And honestly, I mean, it'll be crazy money. But if he does well enough, I could see Chelsea with the money they're throwing out in the summer just being like, yo, 150, here you go.
Yeah,
Jow staying with us.
I can see them locking it up if he does
let's not
anything.
forget that Nkunku is still
Yeah.
coming as well in the summer.
Oh,
And what's gonna
I
happen?
forgot about
What's gonna
that.
happen with Pulisic? I think
Oh,
personally.
he's
No, wait. but with American owners,
That's why I was just about to mention. There's
like
Americans
and
making these purchases.
Like they're at least gonna keep him until the World Cup.
Jersey,
Especially them being American
it's
owners
still a
now.
business.
They want to
Jersey
keep him.
official, brother.
I don't think Pulisic will want to stay. I don't think Pulisic.
Do you think
agree
he
with you.
thinks he can get to a
Mudryk-
club of Chelsea's
Mudryk
level
is
if he
already
leaves?
one winger who has to start. You just dropped 100
million.
million. So there's one
And now
other
he's fighting out
spot
Sterling?
open. Who are the wingers? You have Sterling.
They got everyone, bro. Jesus.
Havertz.
I forgot.
I mean,
He'll
I
play
was
center
just talking to
forward.
my friend. I heard Kai Havertz is leaving in the summer, or they're thinking about moving on
Well,
from
I
him
know
in the
like,
summer.
they talked about Ziyech.
I
leaving.
wouldn't be mad. I think, yeah, I wouldn't be. And they just got Madueke from PSV.
Yeah,
He's not as
Mount-
much,
Mason
but
Mount doesn't play. They don't really play in the
Damn, I
midfield.
forgot about him too.
They
Yo,
play him on the wing, right?
how many physical players
So-
do they have signed under their name, like with a jersey and like as an active player?
A lot.
It's at least it's more than 22,
and the
right?
crazy part is you don't even know how many players they usually keep on loan. They have like a
Yeah,
whole.
No, but that's their
already.
bag.
Yeah.
That's always
Yeah.
been their bag. They always have like we also have like 12 players on loan that
Right.
are world class and can come back at any moment.
So Chelsea's issue, which is like finally, I give them so much credit because it's not a stable system, but for somehow, some way, they've still been able to be so successful over these years. But Chelsea's main issue is that if you look at Arsenal right now, or well, let's take Arsenal because they're a good example of it right now. They're a club that has an identity, right? That they get a manager that fits that identity. They get players that fit that identity. Chelsea right now, they
Gets
just
a
got a
coach
new owner.
to create
They
the identity.
change their managers all the time. So
The
that's
coach
why
is the
they're
identity.
they're not buying like specific players for a certain manager right now. They're just doing like a whole charcuterie board. So whoever comes in the summer, if Graham Potter doesn't
Pick
make it
from
to the
what you
summer,
want
yeah, it's
to
gonna
get
be
rid of
like,
whoever
listen,
you
you have a
want.
bunch of players to choose from. You got your team.
That's
The
actually a
rest we
pretty
could
good
ship out.
idea.
But because they don't have like a direct vision right now. It can't be like, okay, we're buying these types of players. This is a Chelsea
I heard
player. It's just like we're buying anyone and everyone.
I saw something that said they're looking at Mourinho again to come back.
I think that'd be awesome. I haven't watched Mourinho be successful in a while, so that kind of scares me. But I think that'd be.
I'd
Really
like
cool.
it. I mean, they just picked up Enzo Fernandez too for 120 million, right? Or that's what they're saying.
15,
here.
12-year contract, 10 mil a year. Enzo.
Who,
Oh.
Chelsea?
Yeah, I'm
It's
literally.
official?
Did Fabrizio say it's real?
But speaking of that, I did see something else. A report that said,
How much is that in this transfer window?
oh god,
Half
that's
a
a good
mil?
amount.
That has to be
Easily.
the record. That has to be the
That
record.
has to be a record.
Easily a record.
That has to be the record.
Gotta be.
For a winter transfer?
Gotta
That
be.
has to be.
No
This
one
is-
does
That might be for like a summer
No one
record.
does this in January, let alone summer. But
The
like,
last time I know somebody spent this amount of money was like Madrid, like when they bought Kaká, freaking Benzema, like
Ronaldo, Xabi
Ronaldo,
Alonso.
everybody in the same year.
But speaking of Chelsea, I did see a report that said the Prem or the whatever was trying, the FA was trying to put in a 5-year limit for the. You know how they've been spreading payments out. So it's like, oh, yeah, we'll give you 100 mil over 10 years. Now I think they're trying to make the max 5 because that's what they've done with all these deals.
Yeah,
so they're
Chelsea
not going to feel it.
Out here giving American baseball contracts because they have an American baseball owner.
They're like, oh, it's not the same. I can't just give him
15
$600
years.
million for 20 years. He's not gonna be good in 20 years.
You're not gonna be alive? What?
What's the problem, bro? Realistic, if you debuted in 1999 baseball, you could be playing in 2019, no problem,
Yeah.
Yeah.
without issue.
If you're a pitcher, probably not because you're.
Oh
probably,
no, your elbow is thrown out when you're
Really?
16.
I don't-
You think so?
Verlander is
They
like
get
41.
They get that Tommy John.
Yeah, they just fix it up, they tighten it up, and they usually come back
Oh,
going
yeah,
faster.
It like
Yeah,
springs
you got a
more.
little more
I
zip
did learn
in it.
about that in
Funny enough, there are actually like a lot of teenagers now are trying to go
get
to
it on
doctors.
purpose.
Yeah, before they even
Yeah.
like
Injure themselves?
no, before they injure
before
themselves
it
or
grows,
even
I
like
think,
go to like the minors or college. Like they want the surgery before like all that shit. Just get out the way, get that shit tightened up,
and
and,
the thing
be
is,
good
it's
to go.
not like outrageous for them either, because like these kids are like, you know how long baseball is, and they start when they're young. So if you're a pitcher dog from early, bro, you threw your elbow out by the time you're 12, 13, easily.
Especially because they're probably throwing the wrong way too.
Yeah, and then they're trying to just throw out their socket because their favorite pitcher does it. So you know what I'm saying? Like,
Most doctors won't do that surgery for you. It's only like a select few, but it's becoming more popular.
Imagine they have
Most doctors won't
You'll
like
be alright.
do that. Yeah, if you don't need it, it's only a select few. But I see the number growing, and I'm sure by like 10 years from now, it'll be normal.
I mean,
It'll
imagine
be
they had a
like,
football surgery where like you do something in your hip or your waist, and your shot is just like that much more powerful.
or like they just get to a point where like we have. No, that would actually be crazy. But say you get to a point where like ACL reconstruction surgeries are so good that like once they do the reconstruction, no one tears it. Imagine just got to a point where they're like, all right, you're 16, just get both your ACLs done, and then you'll be good the rest of your career.
You think that'll be a thing? Because I know this is kind of like your wheelhouse.
That's
a little drastic.
It's
to
drastic.
say like if you care about your sport, go get.
You might as well just wait until it actually happens.
That's like
There's
cosmetic
no point
surgery.
yeah,
and that's
like,
assuming you're gonna tear it too.
Well,
that's what I'm saying. It's too much.
Because knock on wood, well, this isn't wood, but I've never.
Yeah, it's too much prevention. You know, it's going out of your way to.
ACL is also a year recovery at least. If you're
It's cut down though, apparently.
Yeah, it's probably a little shorter than.
if you're a pro.
Yeah.
No,
We're
seriously.
talking
But I heard
about,
like when you get like
Yeah.
the surgery, like I'm a professional. I heard it's like 9 months.
But if you're talking
You're
about
like
a kid,
walking in like 6.
if you're talking about a kid doing that when they're younger, you know what I mean? Like
But
that's a
if-
longer recovery.
Think about it like this. I
And
don't know
it's difficult when you're a kid too because you're trying not to drill through the growth plate because you could suspend their growth and then the other leg will still be growing and the other
he's like
you
6'7",
actually have to like go in and
this leg
kind
is
of
6 feet.
mess up the other mess up the other leg.
All right, man. We're starting to get
Romance's joint.
We're starting to get silly in here.
Are we cutting it?
And it sounds like the pod might be done. Guys, this has been the first episode of the Over the Top podcast.
I'm Brandon.
I'm Brandon. That's Juan. That's Nick. Shout out to our amazing cameraman, Kenny. I can't see him, but we'll reveal him one day.
He's chowing down.
This was fun. This was a great experience. You know what I'm saying? We'll be back at you next week. Appreciate you for tuning in if you have tuned in. If you stumble upon this tomorrow, in a year, in 6 years, shout out to you. Appreciate
Don't
you.
forget that Cash App. That's a
Alright, chill. We're not doing that.
Manchester United 305.
At Manchester United. But yeah, we out here. It's been real. Shout out to y'all. Thank you guys.